Good Morning Geelong, brought to you by www.guestmedia.com.au.
Good morning, Geelong. We are coming to you today from the Geelong Cup. It's fantastic to be down here. It's a freezing cold day, but we don't expect that will keep people away. First of all, today we have Rollo, and he's got a Leopold community update. Here he is.
Thank you very much to Megan Holbrook, and yes, good morning Geelong. That's where we're from. A great city down by the bay. Rollo sitting back in the armchair, nice and relaxed this morning, and I hope you are too. Special guests on the couch this morning as we look at the world of business and what a world it is continuing to develop in our great city of Geelong. So very good morning to a man who normally wears a Councillor Rob McDonald. This morning, one of Leopold's leading citizens in a business opportunity that is developing greatly. Rod McDonald, good morning, Rod. How are you? And welcome to Good Morning Geelong.
Good morning, Graham. It's great to be here, and yes, everything's moving along out there in Leopold in terms of the community bank, and the community is really putting their checkbooks out at the moment as we close in on our total of $700,000 to start our own community bank.
And from the Bendigo Bank, their business development manager, the man who you normally see behind the scenes or in front of the camera, should I say, on the Geelong Cricket Show. But he does a great job with the Bendigo Bank. Very good morning to Dean Armstrong.
Good morning, Graham, and good morning to viewers out there this morning. Very glad to be here with two very experienced gentlemen like Rod and yourself, Graham.
First of all, Dino, the question of community banking, it's one that the Bendigo Bank has developed initially. Explain to our viewers just what are the principles of community banking.
Well, community banking, it's a simple concept, is basically the community benefits from the profits that are made through the community bank. And in Leopold's terms, they've gone through the process of obviously identifying their pledges, and then they've gone on to feasibility. They're now at the prospectus stage where they're trying to raise their funds, and then from there they'll have their own community bank where the profits that are made are distributed back out in the community, so that you'll see a vast majority of projects done that will only benefit the community in the long term.
Rod, Leopold, a growing suburb of Geelong, and for our Melbourne viewers, it's to the east of Geelong. Leopold has been a suburb in its development that has not had a bank, and now none of the major banks have ever established a branch out there in a mammoth growth area. It must be very pleasing for the Leopold community.
Look, it is, Graham. Leopold's now a town of about 9,000 people, and perhaps going back 10 years ago we were around about 5,000, so we've come a long way over that period. And it is true there's never been a full branch in Leopold. Over the years there's been agencies of various banks, and currently an agency for Bendigo, but yeah, we just haven't had that level of service. And incidentally, we've also a little short on business in general, employment, and with the opening of the shopping centre last year, and now the impending opening of the bank, we're starting to develop a little bit of a commercial focus in the town, and importantly put some jobs in for the people who live in Leopold.
When did the actual total proposition, the whole development of the concept of a Leopold Community Bank begin, Rod?
Well, we had initial discussions. I spoke with Dean back in probably early April last year, just really talking about community enterprise, which is another one of Bendigo's initiatives to involve the local community in banking business and earning money for community projects. And that was just a brief discussion, and then later in May I spoke with Pat Manone, who's the regional manager for Bendigo Bank in this area, and Pat and I had a discussion, and it basically came down to saying, well, why don't we go for a full-on community bank? And Pat agreed it was worthwhile, and really got going later in June, when Dean approached me and said, well, let's see what's going on with it. So that's when we put the community into action and formed some committees and got the people behind it and started our campaign.
Dean, from your perspective as Business Development Manager with the Bendigo Bank, it's a very important element. You're also a man who's closely connected with Leopold. The different phases that you've gone through so far, good support from the community?
Oh, fantastic support from the community. I mean, I think the professionalism that Rod actually brings to the table with the Leopold Community Bank is a key element to their success so far. They do have some very strong business people with strong business acumen on their board, and that's a credit to obviously identifying those types of people. Look, it's taken them 12 months to get where they have nearly today, Graham, and look, the branch isn't going to be open until March, April next year, and they still have a little way to go, but I'm sure that they'll get there. And once they do, then the community will only benefit from all the hard work that they've done so far. I mean, I suppose the call would be right now, don't wait, get on board, because the journey's going to be a very good one.
Rod, we've been through what I'll call the weaning stage. We're now out there with the stage. We've reached prospectus stage of the process. Where do we go from here? When's the prospectus being released?
Okay, we officially launched that, I think it was the 8th of October, and since that time we've been taking applications from residents to become shareholders in the bank, and we're progressing in that total now. As Dean mentioned, we're looking to have the bank up and running early in the new year. We're hoping for a beginning of March if everything goes according to plan, and we're just encouraging residents now who've pledged in the initial pledge campaign to actually now come forth with their cheques and take up the offer of shares in the bank. So over the next month we'll be working particularly hard to make sure that we get all those pledges in, and basically once we hit 740,000, the work then to get the bank formally up and running begins. So that's an important figure for us, and we encourage everyone to be on board. It'll be a fantastic thing for Leopold, and bring a lot of community projects and funding into these community projects that we'll have planned.
And obviously the Leopold community feedback that you're getting to have reached this stage has got to be very supportive and positive for you to continue the pursuance, and be looking at March next year for an opening of the Bendigo Bank Community Bank at Leopold. Yeah,
absolutely. I think we've had a fantastic response from the local community. They've been very supportive of all the work that we've been doing, and I think we've had a good education campaign, because people are really aware of what the community bank is, what it offers to the town, and because of that positive response, I guess we've been really heartened by the chances of getting the bank. And I think over the coming month or two, we'll be really getting stuck into the nitty-gritty of getting the bank facilities, all the premises up and running, and we certainly again call on all our local residents to come on board and take up the pledges that they put forward some time ago.
The Leopold community, in conjunction with the Bendigo Bank, developing their own community bank out there in a wonderful suburb east of Geelong in Leopold. Thanks to Rob McDonald, and all the very best, Rod, with the continued pursuance, and we'll keep up to date with it.
Yeah, thanks very much, Graham, and it's great that you can give us a hand to help publicise our great community project.
And to the ever-smiling Mr Dean Armstrong, well batted on Saturday, Dino, and continue on the great work at the Bendigo Bank.
Thank you very much, Graham, and thank you very much to the viewers and the Geelong community.
As we go to a break on Good Morning Geelong, after this, it'll be back to Megan Holbrook.
Thanks, Rollo, and we'll be back after this break.
Good Morning Geelong, brought to you by www.guestmedia.com.au.